Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here. And in public anger news, public anger can actually stop data sharing from a large corporation. Now, I thought this was really interesting. This is coming from Jonathan Gitlin of Ars, and essentially, this is actually an update of a recent podcast slash video slash radio segment that I've done previously. Now, after public outcry, General Motors has decided to stop sharing driving data from its connected cars with data brokers. If you recall that I actually talked about that about a week or two ago when all of that came to light, at just how much information that these makers without our knowledge are giving, basically out to data brokers. Now, last week, as I mentioned, news broke that customers enrolled in GM's OnStar Smart Driver app, as well as multiple makers for the record. But we're talking about General Motors here. The Smart Driver app basically are having their data shared with LexisNexis and Verisk now, or VRisk. And that's what we're talking about here, because they're building scores essentially on you. Those data brokers share that information with insurance companies, resulting in some drivers finding it harder or more expensive to get insurance. To make matters worse, customers allege they never signed up for OnStar in the first place, but the data is still basically being sent there. That's the news that was breaking that I talked about, and it was probably my most popular video slash podcast for the week. Now, in what feels like an all too rare win for privacy, fortunately, that data deal is no more. Quote, as of March 20th, OnStar Smart Driver customer data is no longer being shared with LexisNexis or Verisk. Customer trust is a priority to us, and we are actively evaluating our privacy processes and policies, according to GM. So that is excellent news. We need to see all of the others essentially get on board with this, the Toyotas, Hondas, etc. of the world, and essentially reverse this, because we are essentially getting built scores that we don't know about. And so if the driving data, and as I talked about it the other week, it understands when you've accelerated hard or braking hard and all of that. It understands how long you've gone from point A to point B, although it's not necessarily telling LexisNexis where you're going. But the example was that the person had I think they wrote 8 miles in 17 minutes with 2 hard accelerations, 3 hard brakes, that kind of stuff. And it really doesn't tell a full picture, but nevertheless, now we've got some kind of driving credit score, if you will, that's getting shared with the insurance companies, and they're looking at you saying, oh my God, Nick's accelerating and braking like crazy. Well, maybe I live in a neighborhood that I need to, as opposed to my poor driving habits, but you don't know. But there's judging you nevertheless. So I'm glad this is happening. We'll see where this goes. But I'm looking at every other car manufacturer. If you're watching or listening to this, you've got to do the same thing. Our privacy as a customer should be more important than you selling our data to a third party. And I'll leave it at that. Please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please attempt to stay private. Thanks, everybody.